so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so live.
Good morning, Frederick. It is Monday, March 30th. I'm your host, Danny Gurry. Welcome to Good Morning Frederick, show number 498. Unbelievable, really. I appreciate it. Couldn't be here without all of you, of course, because then what's the purpose, right? But if this is the first time you're tuning in, thank you for watching Good Morning Frederick. This is a show all about Frederick, Maryland. It is the businesses, the nonprofits, the events that are going on in and around our great county. Just try to give you some coverage of what the heck is happening in the area where you live. On today's show, we got to take that off. I am once again without AJ. He is on his way home today. Spent a week with my nephew, and I can't wait to hear all about it. All right. Today's show, we're going to get an update from Bob Miller. Apparently, though, he's got no internet, so I'm not sure. Maybe he'll jump on his phone. We'll see. If not, we're going to move right into what's happening in Frederick. We'll give you an update on that. That short link that you see on the screen, which should also be in the description of the video you're watching right now, is our full calendar. And that is hundreds of events every single day. You can view it anytime you like. You don't have to wait for me. You can go 24/7. I update it constantly. So as you can imagine, there are tons of events. I curate events from Facebook, from all the local publications, all of those as well, just for you. Today, we've got Tonya Hatosy-Stier from Second Chances Garage joining us. She is the executive director, and we're going to talk about the golf tournament that they're doing, plus about the organization itself and all the great stuff that it is doing for our community. Then you're going to meet PJ and Trishia from Twin Arch Barber and Stylist in Mount Airy. Great people. Really enjoyed meeting them, and you're going to see how that went. And then we've got Pawsome Pets. Mikey is a 6-year-old male hound mix. All right, you got a couple of days left to buy the Good Morning Frederick merch. Want to say shout out all those who have already purchased. When you buy the Good Morning Frederick merch, Frederick Rescue Mission gets the proceeds. Go to promocircus.com/shop and make your purchase today. Starting in 2 days, April 1st, I've got a very simple, easy way, especially for those of you who've already purchased merch, how you can continue to support the local nonprofits every single month. So we'll talk about that on April 1st. Want to shout out, let's see. Oh, Mama Cone said her screen went blank. Good morning. I hope it's back, Mama Cone. Start your day here, but not with a blank screen. I hope we're rolling. I hope you guys can see anything that's happening. It always freaks me out a little bit, but we're just going to keep powering through. We're going to power through and get the The Monday officially started right now.
Sponsored by Fusion Car Wash. Now with 2 locations in Frederick to serve you. One on Spectrum Drive near the FSK Mall, which is a full-service location. And TJ Drive with self-serve vacuums. Download the free Fusion Car Wash app and sign up for a monthly membership. And you can keep all your cars clean daily. FusionCarWash.com.
All right, let's just see. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Michelle Payton. Well, thankfully your screen is working. Hopefully Mama Cohn's got her screen back on. What did she say? Oh, goodness. Let's see. I got through on my phone at Promo Circus. All right. Power is loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Great to see you last week. Oh, Mission of Mercy is doing a food distribution this morning until the food is gone. Michelle, let me know where that is. Is that at what location? If you can let me know, I'll make sure and share that. Those food distributions are phenomenal. All right, we call this next segment the Morning Roundup. We're going to bring on Bob Miller from WFMD.
It's time for the Morning Roundup with Danny, Bob, and AJ Randall. Here to get you caught up with everything you missed overnight on Good Morning Frederick. Sponsored by Atlas Wood Floors. Serving the area for more than 34 years. Wood floors, luxury vinyl plank. Anything that you put on your floor, they can handle it. Check out their Google reviews and give them a call today. 301-948-9663. That's 301-948. Wood. Be sure to ask for Jeff Koger or go to atlaswoodfloors.net.
Well, good morning to you, my friend. How are you?
It's morning. I don't know if it's good.
What is happening up there?
Nothing. As a matter of fact, that's what's the problem. Nothing worked today.
Well, it is a Monday, so it's being typical, I guess.
You know, and I went to Burger King and I wanted one of those little crown things and they didn't have any. They were just like, no, they got all used over the weekend.
Yes, no kings in your studio, my friend.
No, none whatsoever. So yeah. I guess that's the big news. I can't tell you any news because my internet's down.
Yeah, that's no good. But that was, I did see a bunch of photos from that gathering at Baker Park this weekend. And I wasn't down there, but it looked like they had a decent crowd and good on them. Look,
I think they had a great crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, and I said so this morning, look, I don't agree with anything they say.
Yeah.
But I agree with the fact that they can say it,
Absolutely.
Peaceful.
Absolutely.
And I did see some people walking down the street. I have a problem with that. Yeah. I would like to also know, in complete transparency, if somebody from the city's watching, did they pay for a permit to have their little party, their little No Kings party?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. I don't know if they submitted anything for that. I don't know what they did, but they should have.
They should. I had to when I did a little parade.
Yeah.
Years ago. So, I had to pay $50 out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But look, I don't agree again with what they're arguing about, but I mean, this is a town that told you, people who were probably there, if you don't get the jab, you can't do anything. You're not supposed to, you also had somebody who said all businesses in Frederick County, all restaurants are going to shut down. Businesses can't do anything except for large box offices. I mean, that was one person telling you to do that,
mm-hmm.
And then you had, so I know they don't like Donald Trump. I get that.
Yeah.
But I don't think the king ceremony is the way to go. But I'm glad they have fun.
Sure. Hey, I think the hugest irony is a bunch of people in London got together to have a No Kings rally in a country that actually has a king. So I'm not really sure what they were talking about. Look, this is it's a movement. People want to be involved. They feel like this is their social calling. Again, 100% agree with the fact that they can do it. I like the peaceful part of it. As long as it's not impeding on anyone else's freedoms on the day. If you're not stopping traffic and you're not impeding other people from going about their business, then do it. Go ahead. Again. Yeah.
So did you see also, because we dealt with them here, the company wants to bring in the cricket team, and a cricket stadium into Frederick had kind of a meeting. They decided that they're looking to maybe downsize their venue a little bit. I guess because they got some pressure from people. But I mean, think about it. They were talking about at one time maybe 5,000 people there, and that's what one person said that's how many people were down at the No King ceremony, which I disagree with. But but it's okay for them to be downtown and blocking the streets, but you can't go outside of Frederick and have a venue. It's already going to be built and ready to go.
Yeah. So I went to the, I haven't been to City Hall kind of briefing in a long time, or I don't even know what it was called. They called it a workshop. It was a workshop. And the team from the Washington Freedom Cricket were there, obviously. And there were, I guess, concerned residents who were also there. I left 2 hours in, and they hadn't gotten to any public comment at that point. They were also talking about, actually before them on the agenda was the motorized scooters, and they have those motorized e-bikes, and all of that are very popular. And they're talking about ordinances to keep people from riding in certain places, like on the creek or, downtown on these motorized devices. Which I thought it was very, very in depth. Look, here's my thing. I think the regulations, so I'm a part of Leadership Frederick County. I highly recommend it. You have about a month left to apply if you want. I've learned a lot about Frederick County that I didn't know. But it also reinforced a lot of things I already know in Frederick County, and that is that when our government gets its hands into stuff, it never gets out. It never gets out. Nothing ever gets removed. More stuff gets piled on, and it makes doing things in Frederick City especially, but certainly the county as well, super, super difficult. Here's a big one. On Friday, we talked about planning, town planning, traffic, housing, and our government likes to use the term affordable housing. To me, that is a very subjective word, affordable. What is affordable, right?
Right.
And here's the other thing our government wants to do. So now they're calling it, this is what one thing that government does a lot is it changes the words that they say to try to, so now they're calling it accessible housing, not affordable housing anymore. It's accessible housing. My complaint with this is that you want a private profit company, company that is in the free market. You want them to build housing that someone is going to pay a fraction of the value of. And how can you force somebody to do that? Number one. Number two, one of the presenters on Friday was Osherman, who said that to build a 1-bedroom condominium or each unit is $200,000, which is why the rents are so expensive. So when you add in all the labor cost, material cost, and all the legislation, all the fees that they have to put into all this stuff they're doing, They are 10 years away from making money off of an apartment building, let's say, or a condominium unit or whatever that is. So the problem to me is the regulation, and you can't force commercial entities to do this. I mean, it's kind of backwards. And I said, here's one of the examples I put forward at that meeting. There are communities doing tiny house villages to help get people off the streets who want to get off the streets. Okay. We can't build those here in Frederick. I can't even put a tiny house on my parents' property in Frederick County without 9 months of legislation, 9 months of fees, survey, all this stuff. They have 9 acres, and I can't put a tiny house on it without a pain in the rear. That's crazy. It's nuts. And we're not going to ever get to solving the problem. They want to just tax people into the problem. I mean, gas is almost $4 a gallon. I just paid. We were talking about this Friday. It was like $3.98 or $3.96. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that'll come back down. I paid $3.99 this morning. I didn't get a chance to go to Sam's Club, which will be, or Costco or, someplace where it's a little cheaper. But you're absolutely right. It's government loves to get in its own way and say, oh, I'm doing something great. We're doing something. We're doing this. Oh, you want a tiny house? Well, then everybody wants a tiny house. Well, what's wrong with a tiny house? I don't particularly care for it, but if that's something that's, better than a 4,000 a month condo somewhere where somebody can build a tiny house, as long as you've got, as long as you can hook it up to water and sewer, that's fine. I mean,
a lot of these are self-contained. You can literally live off grid. So, I think the thing is we have to look at ways. Again, this is my big problem with government is there's a problem and they create 15 problems underneath of it without just trying to get to a common sense solution. Again, just serious. And I said it publicly to a city of Frederick planner. Why is there no common sense? Here's the other thing. So we visited the property, which I believe was the Clarion Hotel at the FSK Mall, owned by the Cohens. And they have this whole plan of things that they want to do. They want to tear down the rooms of the hotel, which was built in 1970 something and still looks that way. They want to build a newer property, 5 stories, I think, hotel. And they want to put a mixed use space. I didn't realize that was a 14-acre property they have there. But anyway, they want to do all these things, which checks all the boxes from Frederick County that it wants to achieve. Livable space, walkable areas, more trees, more pathways, getting more people part of whatever. 5 years they have been working on that project, and it is not anywhere near breaking ground. And that to me is insane. They're paying tax on that property. They are still maintaining that property. They are doing all those things, and we're not even anywhere near that being done. And they're paying engineers and lawyers and all those people. Yet this could be a really cool gateway to Frederick property. And again, when Maryland should be so happy that there are people willing to wait 10 to 15 years to see whatever they want to do come to fruition. And by the time it does, it's out of date, or we're again behind in the traffic and all these other planned things. It just, to me, is kind of asinine and backwards.
Well, but I do know that one of the things that they want to do out there too is 500 slot machines.
Yeah, she definitely does. She is filing to try to get slot machines out there. But look, that's, to me, Maryland has let slot machines go certain places. Why can't they be all the places? But either way, it isn't either or, right? She's not saying, well, if I don't get the slot machines, we don't get the nice hotel. That's the other thing, is that they obviously want to make money. That they have to make up for all this time and effort that they've put into kind of doing these plans. But I get it. Look, I think, gambling is one of those things that is, we're I don't know. We got the lottery, was supposed to help all of our schools. We're still in trouble with our schools. She's saying that those slot machines would bring, I don't know, another $120 million of revenue into Frederick. Who knows? Who knows what happens?
And they got to keep up with, the downtown hotel partner conference center.
Yeah.
I was always saying, why don't we go out to the FSK Mall? Why aren't we going out to the outskirts of these hotels that are there? Even the Cohens over there on Pawsome Town Pike, Mater Avenue. Why aren't we looking at that? Why were we gonna make sure downtown? Well, it's because they want everybody downtown by the creek, by the restaurants, and who cares about the Cohens, who have wonderful hotels out there. We could have done a whole trolley car thing. There could have been really nice ways to be able to utilize other properties, but they had that one, and everybody was myopically focused. And I hope it's a beautiful piece of property. I hope it brings people downtown. But yeah, you're right. Government can get in its own way, and they put up so many obstacles in front of people who want to, make money. But if they're making money, that means they're paying taxes. There's a lot of things going on, and people come into town. So I don't know. Sometimes I think that Frederick can't get out of its own way sometimes.
Yeah, very, very true. And I think the big complaint about the downtown convention center hotel was that some of the monies came from the state or locally, and people like, well, why aren't you doing that everywhere? Why this one? But when people invest in the community, it does come back tenfold, but we got to make it easier for them to do so in order to keep a really strong economy. But anyway, I do want to shout out that the Mission of Mercy is doing a food distribution this morning until gone. It is at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on North Place in Frederick, which is right off at West Patrick Street and 15, kind of at that intersection. Also, free lunch for veterans at the VSC today at noon, provided by Mission Barbecue. So,
yum.
You can head over there too. Gary Morton was chiming in, said good morning to us this morning, but also said about building a property, on your own property.
Right.
You can't. It's very, very difficult. And if we really want to, Tommy's saying empty warehouses could be converted into tiny homes too. I agree. I agree.
Or at least apartments.
Yeah, we gotta look at ways that make sense. I mean, we just got to figure it out. Yeah, we got to figure it out. Anyway, all right, Bob Miller, thank you so much for tuning in.
AJ gone again. It's like nobody wants to work anymore.
He's flying back. I can't wait to see what the airport looks like. I've seen all these. Oh my gosh. Actually, it's funny. You see all these photos of the long lines at TSA, and then a minute later you'll get somebody that says, I was there only 15 minutes. It wasn't so bad. So I'm not really sure what's going on.
He must have been a congressman.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh boy. All right. I got my next guest. Tonya Hatosy-Stier is in studio. She's going to be joining us from Second Chances Garage. Then we've got PJ from Twin Arch Barber and Stylist. I talk with him and Trishia. We've got our Pawsome Pet today. I know. We got Mikey. He's a hound mix. Do you need a dog? Need another dog for your two?
No.
And of course, we're going to cover what's happening in Frederick. That's all going to come up right after this. Thank you. I hope the rest of your Monday gets better.
I'm going to shoot the internet. And then
I know.
Looks like I picked a bad decade to stop drinking.
Love it. That's exactly right. Love it and hate it. All right. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later.
Morning, Frederick.
All right. We'll be back after this.
What makes for a perfect custom engagement ring? Truly understanding the elements that make a ring that's perfect for you. Custom by Colonial. The Colonial Jewelers Box. there's just more in it.
Sponsored by A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business located right here in Frederick, servicing Frederick County and surrounding areas. A&S Construction specialize in roofing and siding, windows and gutters, and they can even build you a new patio or deck. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. You can get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Just tell Sandra that Danny sent you.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
We're all right. I know I'm one woman show this morning. Really, I don't even have my little intern, my intern who was here last week helping me when my brother was out. All right, let's bring it on. We're bringing on Tonya Hatosy-Stier. You are the executive director for Second Chances Garage. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So a lot of stuff is happening at Second Chances Garage. Tell me a little bit. I know you got a big event coming up soon, but for those people who may not be aware, let's tell them what Second Chances Garage is all about.
All right. Well, Second Chances Garage is a 501c3 nonprofit. We've been around for 15 years, and we run a repair shop where we take donated vehicles from community members. And our goal is to refurbish and repair them and get them back in the hands of people in the community who are in need.
Yeah. And this is pretty incredible. So people donate their vehicles. I've donated in the past a vehicle that needed a lot of repairs. And I thought, oh, there's no way that you guys are going to be able to do anything with it. And actually, you guys fixed it and were able to sell it. And then we were able to get a tax deduction for that donation, which is pretty amazing.
Yes.
And you guys actually will take a car that, again, like mine, I think we towed it in. I don't even think it was running.
We get some of those.
Yeah. And you guys were able to utilize it, if it's unfixable, you guys still get benefit that way by getting it to an auction or allowing people to use it for parts or whatever that is. But certainly, so you sell cars on the lot as well.
Yes. So so we take every vehicle. So if it can roll, we can bring it into the shop.
Yeah.
And some of them get fixed. They're within a certain price point, we're able to fix them and get them back in the hands of the people in the community. Some of them, sometimes we get an Audi or a Porsche or a Mercedes-Benz. Woo! Not always the greatest vehicle for somebody who's just getting started with something again. So
when the oil changes like $300. Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
So those go on the lot for sale. And then some of them go to recycle. And they help us to refurbish other vehicles.
Yeah.
There's many different routes they can take, but every single car donated helps the charity, helps to pay for the cost for the repairs. And yes, our mechanics are, I like to say it, they're magicians.
They are
able to do some pretty cool fixes on vehicles.
Yeah. And really, again, okay, so when we talk about, and I talk about this a lot, how Frederick is such an amazing community with the nonprofits that we have doing the work that everybody is doing. These cars, are just literal lifelines for a lot of people that you guys help. Let's talk a little bit about the recipients, and we're going through some of them off your website right now, secondchancesgarage.org. Talk about the impact that these vehicles have to these families.
Absolutely. So we're really fortunate to have about 20 to 25 partner agencies that we work with. So individuals who apply and can qualify for a vehicle come to us from other human services organizations within the community. So think of the United Way or Frederick Rescue Mission or, of course, I'm going to draw a blank of all the names now.
Ship is another one with young people. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different organizations that we work for. And those nonprofits identify individuals who are ready to take this next step and who are starting to save money to be able to afford a car, because a car is not a cheap investment.
No.
So we help to keep the cost of entry low. So they purchase the vehicle for $590, but the nonprofit makes sure they're ready to take that next step.
That's right.
So what does this do? I remember I've only been with Second Chances Garage for a little over a year. And I remember the very first story, the very first car recipient. And I remember talking to her before she received her vehicle. And she says, Tonya, you just don't understand. It takes me 4 hours to do grocery shopping,
right.
And I have 2 kids in tow. And if I have to go to the doctors, it's very hard to do with public transportation. Public transportation is phenomenal and it suits needs, but it's really hard for single moms who are trying to get to work and trying to get their kids around town. So a car helps to give more time in a single mom's life. It helps her get to work. It helps her get a better job sometimes. It helps in so many ways. A car helps, get a job that's a little outside of the transportation, public transportation range.
Just think about it. Every time we do life, unfortunately, Frederick, you really, really need a vehicle to do what you need to do. Go to work every day. Pick up your kids when they're sick at school. Get them to school sometimes, especially with some of the busing issues that we've had with FCPS. It's really, really tough to be successful without transportation of your own. So it just really allows these families. And I love the fact that Second Chances works through some of our other nonprofits. I like when the nonprofits work in partnership because it makes sure there are checks and balances in place, right? It's just these people have gone through a program so that they are ready for it's not like you're handing out cars willy-nilly. It is really people who have put in the work and are so grateful for this next chapter for them to be successful and be really productive members of our community. I just think it's phenomenal.
Yeah, and I have just a little story that I'd love to share.
Sure.
We did have a young gentleman from the community who applied for a vehicle, who had been homeless, displaced, and through programming through one of the nonprofits, was able to apply for and receive a vehicle. And he was so, I hate to use the word cute, but he was cute in the process because he received the cars. I said, John, who is our sales and service manager, always says, so what's the first thing you're going to do? He's like, I'm going to drive over to Aldi's and I'm going to apply for a job. He let us know right afterwards that he received a job and he was working more hours and he was being paid $10 more an hour than he was being paid before. So it just set into motion this, now I can get a place to stay and now I can afford rent and now I can get in health insurance. So it's just this trajectory that happens as a result of having a vehicle, being ready for it, number one, and then taking the steps to move forward with it.
Yeah, that is exactly right. All right. So you guys have an event coming up very soon. It is the John Frawley Memorial Golf Tournament.
Yes.
So tell me about this.
Yeah, so this is the heart project of Laura Johnson, who is our board chair for the last couple of years. And Mr. Frawley was a board member and a true advocate for Second Chances Garage for a very long time before he passed away from a long battle with cancer. So we wanted to honor him. He is one of the reasons I found my way to Second Chances Garage. His spirit lives within the walls of our within the walls of our shop. And so this is our first annual event. So we're playing golf on May 1st. At Richland Golf Course, and we have a couple more foursomes left.
Okay, nice.
People will, as a result of listening to Danny and I this morning, click online and fill those spots up.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a great day to celebrate Mr. Frawley and also raise money for Second Chances Garage, which will allow us to do low-cost repairs for vehicles.
Yeah, so that's really, I mean, that's the other part of it, right? And I think sometimes with Second Chances Garage, you have a couple of prongs that are out there that you do, and it could be confusing to people if you're not paying close attention. But obviously, the most important part is getting program cars to recipients. How many of those are you doing a year?
Yeah, so last year we placed 46 cars. I'm sorry, I should know the exact number.
Yeah,
this year we're tracking for 50. That's our goal.
Yeah.
So we're we're raising it 2 to 3 every year. And it really depends on the type of vehicles that we get. We're only able to use about 23% of the cars that are donated for vehicle to support transportation needs.
Yeah.
So, the cool thing about the cars that are donating, it helps to repair the vehicles. Sometimes the challenge with the vehicles is that they're at the end of their lifespan.
Right.
That's people aren't giving us the brand new cars, obviously.
Right. Exactly.
So we the cars that we receive, we repair as many as we can to get them back in the community. And we've been receiving some really great donations. So I just really want to say thank you to the community for being such a great partner to Second Chances Garage.
Yeah. And then you move about how many cars a year, like between receiving the cars, selling them, getting them to auction or whatever that is. How many cars a year are you guys getting through?
So we have, last year we received 348 donated vehicles.
That's
so
amazing.
those are the ones that we processed and are disposed in different ways.
Yeah.
But we also do low cost repairs. That's another thing that people don't really know about us. So for those who are in the Alice category, we do repairs at about half the labor cost of competitors in town to help people be able to keep their cars on the road. So last year we did over 600 low cost repairs, reduced cost repairs for people in the community.
And we talk a lot about the Alice households on this show. You guys have heard that term a lot. It's the asset limited, income constrained employed. This is our working families that are struggling, which a lot of us are right now, right? Yeah. But they certainly fall under a specific line, especially in Frederick. And this is such a great because we all know we're one blown tire or radiator away from really struggling or deciding, hey, do we fix the car or do we pay our mortgage or pay our rent or pay our bills? It's really, really difficult. So if you do meet those requirements, then you can reach out and find out more about that program and apply. And, but it's not just a low cost program for everybody. You do have to apply and you have to be vetted for that.
It's on our website. Yeah, so if you go on the website and you want to determine if you or somebody in your life is eligible to the low cost repair program, the reduced cost repair program. The application and requirements are located on there.
And it's amazing. Secondchancesgarage.org for all the details about the John Frawley Memorial Golf Tournament, the first annual, if you want to sponsor. Here's the other thing. If you work for a company that has fleet vehicles, this is a great way for your company to get a nice tax donation to donate some of those vehicles. I know Eric Stevens' company has done that. And I know you can only do that like once every 6-7 years or something. People are doing it. But if you work for maybe an auto rental company and things like that, think about it. There are other places to get lots of vehicles and get them in the hands of Second Chances Garage. And then they're coming right back into the community to do some great stuff. So excellent. Tonya, we appreciate you stopping by today. Sign up for the golf tournament. You can play. Only a couple of foursomes left, but you can certainly sponsor and get out there and enjoy a great afternoon at Richland Golf Course and knowing you're making a huge impact in our community. Anything else that we missed today?
Not at all. I want to thank you for having us on this morning and for all the great work you're doing in our community.
Oh,
you're amazing.
You. Thank you so much. All right. And actually, you guys are going to be our Mission That Matters for May.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to come back because we got a really, really great thing. We're starting in April. Lucy School is going to be our April Mission That Matters, but really easy ways for these organizations to make a lot of money. And I'm going to tell you guys about that on our 500th show on April 1st. Ooh. But we want to thank Tonya so much. Second Chances Garage, fantastic part of our community, located right downtown. Fifth and Market, Sixth and Market. Sixth
and Market, yeah.
Sixth and Market, right next to Old Mother. Very conveniently located.
Yes, and Gravel and Grind.
Yeah, Gravel and Grind, right across the street from that as well. All right, Tonya, thank you so much. All right, we're going to take one more quick break. We're going to come back with PJ and Trishia from Twin Arch Barber and Stylist in Mount Airy. They're doing great things in our community too, other than just keeping our hair looking great. And then we've got your Pawsome Pet coming up. Mikey is at the Frederick County Animal Shelter right now, available for adoption. And all of that comes up just after this.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is sponsored by The Healing Storm. Shannon and her team strive to create an environment where you're seen, heard, and valued. The Healing Storm focuses on alternative, holistic healing methods to relieve your stress and pain. Massage therapy, Reiki, lymphatic massage, and a healing journey program. Check out thehealingstorm.com for all the details and to schedule an appointment today.
Sponsored by Intense Barbecue, family-owned barbecue food truck and catering company cooking in small batches to ensure that the food is the freshest it can be. Intense Barbecue can cater your events and they do any kind of food. It doesn't have to be barbecue. Find them at sebbq.com and satisfy your meat tooth.
Oh, I'll make myself a little bit bigger here for you. All right. I was recommended from my friend Sean in my Leadership Frederick County class to reach out and talk to PJ at Twin Arch Barber and Stylist. And boy, I'm so glad he put us in touch. This is a phenomenal story, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Here they are. Got two special guests at Studio 401. We've got Trishia. Okay, let's do this again. I clicked the wrong button. Let's get them on. Here we go. PJ.
Thank you.
It's Mount Airy Barber. Is that what's it called?
It's Twin Arch Barber and Stylist.
Twin Arch Barber and Stylist.
Yes. Yep. Okay. And a good friend of mine, Sean, said you got to talk to PJ because he thinks you're a pretty cool guy. And that you do a lot of great stuff in the community. And he knows that's what I do the show about, is about... It's one thing to have a business and employ people,
right?
But it's a whole nother thing when you impact your community in a positive way. And so that's what we want to talk about today. First, let's talk a little bit about the barbering business.
So I was cutting hair since soon I got out of school, under George Posner. I've been there for 26 years. And then he decided to sell to me, took it over. So I always think it's always good to work under someone.
Yeah.
And first get experience and grow from there. You know, you earn your keep.
Yeah.
And barber to me, anyway, is much more than just cutting hair. Yeah. It's like a bartender with a can of beer. Yeah. You can go anywhere and get a beer.
Right.
You know, a bottle of beer anywhere. You know, but the connection you build and the community is very important to me.
It's a kind of personal thing.
Yes,
cutting somebody's hair. It's
right.
Pretty personal, right?
It's a connection, you know. Yeah. And learn how to enjoy share my craft with my staff, teaching them, helping to grow, not just as a hair cutting, but as a person itself. You know?
So you've seen a lot of shift and change in 30 years of doing what you're doing.
Over 30 years, yes, I have.
30 years.
Even for myself too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing you've noticed that has changed?
You know, the big thing for me anyway has changed. Is I'm more calmer of the way teaching. Yeah. It's almost like teaching somebody and like you have a kid. Yeah. You as patient because they make you patient.
Yeah.
You want to choke them, but you can't. So starting a new barber come in is the same way. You could teach, try to help in the right way, you know, for them to grow. You know,
but he doesn't give up. That's one thing. He does not give up on us. You know, he'll give us chance after chance, and he'll get us there if you allow him. You know.
So Tricia, you came out of school.
Yep.
And you already knew you wanted to kind of do this?
Yes, yeah. So I had a friend that worked under him for a long time, and I used to watch him cut. I bring my boys to that shop And I was like, man, I want to work here. It was so fun. The whole environment was so fun. So I went to barber school, and once I got under him, it was about, I want to say 6 months, he might say a year, until I was doing really good. But everything I learned was from him. And he would tell me exactly that. You're not going to learn just to be a barber here. You're going to learn to be a good person, be a good part of the community, be able to give back as much as we're receiving.
Yeah,
so.
that's my main goal. If I'm disappear, his main goal is to be able to say, PJ does a lot for community. Not about a haircut, it's about a community, about enhancing your skill to someone else.
Yeah.
That's what we on earth for, If you don't do that like a teacher, if you don't enhance your skill to someone else, how are these kids to grow?
Yeah.
The gift of giving is help someone else grow.
It is. It is.
That's the key.
When I say I get more by giving, it is really true.
It is true.
It's very true. And it sounds hokey, and it sounds like, oh, it's not, but it comes back. It comes back tenfold. First of all, you feel great, and secondly, the world blesses you, right?
Yes.
That's really. So what? Did you start out always giving back to the community, or is this something that's grown as you've grown?
I'm always been a giver, because I'm the oldest of my siblings.
Me too.
What
is it about us oldest ones?
Yeah,
I am too.
I remember at refugee camp, before we came here in refugee camp, I was only about maybe 7 or 8 or 9. I'm not sure. And they would drop off food, a truck drop off food once a month. And my mom says somehow you were able to climb on that truck and pass potato, this to help out. And
so you were helping out right there.
You were thrown to 1 here for your brother and 2 for someone else, and they would, So to this day, she don't know how did I able to get on that truck to help.
Yeah.
Back in refugee camp, it was in Malaysia.
Okay.
When I was there, So we only get food drop once a month.
Yeah.
So potato, whatever dry food, and then from there,
And it's really incredible that you came from that experience and you weren't jaded by it. That's a really incredible thing, I think.
Yes.
I mean, I think it would be easy to be angry that you were in that situation. Sometimes I think people would be like, I'm a victim, I should get, and yet here you are giving.
Because I was so young back then doing that. So as you go, at young age is different. But
I also think it's your parents, right?
Yes.
Sometimes parents won't allow that victim nature, right?
Right.
And so they say, hey, be grateful for what you have, or whatever that is.
And my dad was in the military, and he always say, in our household, there's no such thing as recession.
Yeah.
You find a way, make it happen, whatever. He was in the military when the 1975 when the regime collapsed, all that stuff. So all that stuff, a lot of that is in my dad, in me. Yeah. He's a grinder.
Yeah.
He's grind.
Yeah. So Sean, my friend, tells me he loves the stories you tell while you're barbering, which is where you get to the fact that it's not just about cutting hair, right?
No,
it's about sharing a part of yourself,
right,
and receiving a part from the community as well.
Right.
Yeah. Were you always a good storyteller?
At times goes on, yes. I am. My English gotten better since I cut hair. At times.
I love it. Do you love listening to
we love it. He cracks us up. Like if on Mondays and Tuesdays, which he finally takes days off. Everybody's always saying we wish PJ was here because it's just always such a lively time. We try and keep it as light as we can, but. He's the funny guy.
And life is hard, so you gotta try to bring the energy, holiday. Again, I've talked about earlier. We celebrate every holiday, birthday, New Year, Christmas, all joy. But the most important thing when the sadness, that's where we got to step up. That's what we got as a whole to step in to lift people up. That's more than should be shared. No one should consume the pain on their own.
Absolutely.
We share holiday, we share joy, we share birthday, pain should be shared also.
Yeah.
You know, no one should able to take a burden on their own.
So
not.
do you start out each year thinking these are the organizations I want to give back to or help, or things just kind of come your way and you think, hey,
No,
I want support?
I try to do the same amount and consistently, but now I try to add more. Whoever come, and just sometimes we have like a special mom or something that happened in life or a tragedy. I try to do a fundraiser for that, or her mom passed away last year.
A year and a half ago.
We all get together,
I'm so blessed I was in the
do
shop.
something for the staff.
Yeah. How did that make you feel when your coworkers
So overly loved like family, you know what I mean? Like he had meals delivered to my house, all my coworkers were reaching out, bringing us food. It was right before Christmas. They bought my kids Christmas presents. So that was a really, really, really good part of being able to get past that pain, right? I'm very blessed that I was where I was when all that happened, because I'm still there today and I still feel like they're all family. We have a really good staff, so very appreciative.
How many employees do you have?
I have, including me, is 7, and I always say 7 chair, 7 pain. We share together.
Yes, he does.
Whatever it is,
Split it 7 ways.
Split 7
makes
ways.
it not so unbearable.
And
right?
we do.
Right. Sharing it with somebody else.
Yeah, we share.
We do.
Whether happy, we share. The pain, we share. No one should take a burden on their own.
That's just such a great and refreshing attitude from a boss. Because most bosses are worried about how much you work in, how much you're bringing in, how many customers. I feel like you're not exactly like that.
Absolutely not.
No.
When I first started there, he was like, I'm not. He's like, we have clients, just come in here, do your best.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not like that. No,
Yeah.
they'll tell I'm not like
And
that.
yet you're
Not at all.
successful, right? You've
Very.
been in business for a long time. That's a good testament to it's working.
Yeah, and it's all about we all eat together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The table, everybody should eat. It's a better meal.
Yeah.
One person eats, it's not good.
Yeah.
Everybody should be able to eat, and
And look, I think that you have skills. You obviously have employees that are delivering, so that's kind of here. But then you just elevate the whole experience to something even more incredible, which is really awesome.
Thank you.
That you do that. And so, how can the community support you? Is there anything you're doing right now that we can help you with, or what would you want from us? How can we support?
With me, community together, because every year I do a customer pushing cookout.
Okay.
Just come and enjoy, and again, that's about it. Every year we have that a community customer pushing cookout. We have a barbecue, we have a pulled pork. Customer just come eat and talk and chat.
Hang out.
That's a hangout.
Hang
You're
out.
just giving again.
Yeah.
And donations
come,
that day go to Mount Airy.
and whatever donation that the customer come and get a sandwich, and all that proceeds go to the net.
Okay.
I support a lot of the Bulldog, the local league, the football team, the high school, anything that's needed, church, toy for Tot.
We do really good for Toys for Tots every year. It's fun.
That's amazing.
It's so much
You gotta
fun.
keep me posted about those collections, and we'll make sure to
awesome.
share them with our viewers.
Canned Good Drive. Last year we did some for Frederick too, and some for St. Michael's Church, Mount Airy, and even Hound County. We did so much.
Yeah.
So we can spread it out. So
wonderful.
it really is. Life is amazing. We are amazing as people if we all come together.
Yeah.
Well, I can see now why Sean loves going. You say he doesn't even cut your hair.
I know. But we build a friendship.
Haircut from you, he goes somewhere else because you're busy, I guess.
No. Sometimes we build a friendship. Doesn't mean you have to be. I have to cut your hair to become friend.
Right.
It's not about that. It's about friendship is friendship.
I like it.
That's all it's all about. Just because you go somewhere, I'm not your friend.
Right.
As an owner, he would rather, he's like, that's why he gives us his skill, right? He's like, I want anybody to come in the shop and feel like they are family, they can get the same cut, they're going to be treated the same, and that's something he's been big on since I started there as well, so probably 30 years.
So you're 4 years in counting. And
I have Amanda, she's going to be 10 years.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
Your
had
10th year?
Shayna probably 5. I got Maria gonna be
6, I think.
6, 7.
Nice.
And yeah, I have they all
Very
we try to.
I tell you what, when you find a good place to work,
Absolutely.
right, that beats everything.
Absolutely.
It's just
it's a family. It's what we
family. I
found.
always say a family, whatever it is. Like say we share 7 pain.
Yeah.
And we share 7 joy.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. It really is.
That's how.
Well, we're going to make sure all your details are on screen. Call, get appointments with any of the great barbers. And this is PJ, and this is Trisha. And
We have Amanda, we have Trish, we have Juan, we have Shayna, we have Maria, we have Saray, we have Susan.
Okay,
There
I was
you
going to
go.
say, don't forget anybody. That
Yeah. They'll be
no,
watching. And everybody's really good. We have a really good staff. I love
Good
it.
staff.
And you have information online and everything that
Yes,
people can
yes.
go to as well?
Yes,
So we'll
we
make
do.
sure and share your website, phone number, and your address so that people can make their appointments to get their cuts.
Our customer appreciation on our May 30th. So
Okay,
everyone
make sure
come
and share
enjoy.
that. Check us out.
Come enjoy,
Yeah.
check it out, have a good meal. Don't have to get a haircut.
Yeah, I love it.
So
That's really great. We'll make sure and get all those details and share them with our viewers as well. Thank you guys for coming into Frederick.
thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Wonderful to meet you.
Thank you.
was
And I
fun.
look forward to it. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time. I have a feeling.
I hope not.
Yeah.
No.
And it's 301-829-0041.
Oh, very good.
Call
I'm
the
gonna
shop.
Put that on screen for people too. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you so much.
guys.
Yeah, that's what I get. That's what I get for trying to do all this stuff. Anyway, all right. Twin Arch Barber and Stylist. That is PJ and Trisha. They are phenomenal. And shouting out good morning. Shepherdstown, West Virginia. Our friend Chris is there. Good morning to Dee as well. Happy Monday to you. Siobhan, good morning. Missed you too. Where have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope things are going well. All right. So check out Twin Arch Barber and Stylist, PJ and Trisha, and the whole team there who couldn't all come. But he did shout them all out. What a great boss. Oh my gosh. I would love that. All right. Real quick, we're going to take a break and we're going to cut. Well, actually, let's just do this. We're going to, your Pawsome Pet. Here you go.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is sponsored by Pulling for Veterans. Pulling for Veterans is a nonprofit that educates the public on PTSD. You can rent one of the trailers starting at just $1 per hour. The trailer is filled with information about PTSD and how to help. Plus, each trailer honors a vet and acts as a rolling memorial. More details at pullingforveterans.org.
All right. And they've changed up their programming a little bit. I got to update their ad. They are no longer allowed for you to rent the trailers. I think you can park them if you want to help get them exposure and sponsor a trailer. So we got to update that for you. All right. Here is your Pawsome Pet, available for adoption right now.
This week's Pet of the Week is a familiar face, but we thought he deserved another look. Featured in January, Mikey is still waiting to meet his new family. Mikey has many great qualities, someone just needs to give him a chance. True to his hound dog pedigree, Mikey loves to explore the world through his nose. He is confident, smart, friendly, and good with people of all ages. As for other dogs, Mikey does like other dogs, but he can be a bit exuberant, so a slow introduction may be needed. Mikey already knows a few commands, walks nicely on a leash, keeps his paws on the ground, and is very affectionate with everyone he meets. March Madness is in full swing. Adopters can shoot for their discount, and everyone is a winner. The shelter is open Monday through Saturday. If you're interested in meeting Mikey or any other animal to shelter, please make a reservation at visit fcac.as.me or give us a call at 301-600-1546 and we'd be happy to make that reservation for you.
Oh my goodness. Look at him. come on. Oh, 6 months. 6 months he has been in that shelter. If you've got, if you're active lifestyle, hound mixes are, they are so, I have a hound mix, Callie, and they are just so loving. But you want to have kind of an active lifestyle, especially for the younger ones, just because they like to run about. But, oh my goodness, visit fcac.as.me. All right. I took off. All right. We're going to I got to jump on. I removed my what's happening in Frederick. I have to jump and get that, but I'm going to do that because we've got this right now, and then we're going to get to what's happening in Frederick.
Sponsored by Dublin Roasters is the Frederick Coffee House, fueled by love and positivity. Visit Dublin Roasters at 1780 North Market Street or at DublinRoastersCoffee.com, where you can order online and have coffee shipped right to your door. You can sign up for a monthly membership as well, open for curbside and deliveries 7 days a week.
Never even know what's happening. All right. Oh boy. Here's some of our highlighted events for you today. All right. Tomorrow at noon, debuting a new podcast, Bridges to Alignment, hosted by Britt Bridges. That comes on at noon tomorrow. You can watch it anytime on YouTube. There will be a playlist created for Bridges to Alignment. She talks a lot about quantum theories and things like that, with energy, with your body. Really cool. Britt is on as well. If you want to do a podcast, we got your space here at Studio 401. You can come talk to me about it. Of course, April 1st, we got our 2-year anniversary party. Supposed to thunderstorm, of course. Of course. Why wouldn't it? Just trying to get everything in order. So we're going to be utilizing the warehouse portion of this space that is run by and owned by, or leased by, Wiser Productions. We're sharing our space with Wiser Productions. They do weddings and corporate conferences and more, audiovisual and DJing and all the great stuff. So we're gonna have space for you. Don't you worry. We're probably gonna put our food and bev in the warehouse side so you can come check out the studio side as well. On April 6th, this is 1 week from today, our countywide adult egg hunt begins. All right. Here's what you want to do right now. Go like the following pages. If you're not already following them, do that now. A&S Construction, Fourth Dimension Fun Centers, Uncle Ralph's Cookies, and Everything Frederick Live. Next week, Monday to Friday, these 4 pages will be slow releasing the 300 photo clues for the eggs next week. Okay. So you're going to need to look at all 4 of those pages throughout the week to see, and everybody will release in the morning before noon. So you're going to want to check it out. Next week is also spring break in Frederick. So if you're off, it's going to give you some time to get out there and check it out. We got some great prizes, including $500 in cash. We got Maryland Lottery scratch off, Good Morning Frederick merch, tons of gift cards and other great stuff. So you can check that out. All right. So we talked about, today, don't forget, 7 p.m. Frederick's TikTok is actually streaming, and Christina Murphy, who's the host, talks with musician Jesse Rubin. He's from Atlanta. He wrote This Is Why I Need You, which has been streamed more than 60 million times on all platforms. He's also got much of his music in TV shows and movies and really cool stuff. It was a great, it's a great interview that you're going to want to see. He also suffers from Lyme, and that's what the podcast is about. It's about surviving Lyme, how people are thriving, and some of the things they're doing to help deal with this disease that affects everybody differently. Also tomorrow, other than Bridges to Alignment streaming at noon, at 5 o'clock, it's the Creative Hive Happy Hour at Bentstown. Let's see what's coming up this week. April 4th, 10 to noon, Planting the Spring Veggie Garden, Frederick County Master Gardeners. Boy, is there a lot of great stuff going on over there on Montague Lane. I just read somewhere that the master gardeners donated hundreds and hundreds of pounds of food that they grew in their gardens to the local food banks to give fresh produce to people. That's phenomenal. I love it. Nothing goes to waste. The Hyperlocal Brew Fest is happening at Rockwell Brewery right on Monocacy Boulevard. That's from 11 to 7 on the 4th. And then on the 6th, of course, you want to watch Good Morning Frederick. Let's see. I don't think I've actually finished, or that you can see this is kind of a mess. There's tons of events coming after in April. We got tree planting at the Max Keene Memorial Park. Volunteering opportunity is available. That's from 9 to noon on the 11th. And the adult-only egg hunt at Catoctin Creek Park, 18 and up only. Advanced registration is required. That's at recreator.com. I mean, I'm not going to say they stole my idea or copying what I'm doing, but more fun for everyone, and that's what matters. April 12th is AJ's birthday. There's also a pancake breakfast and egg hunt at Newmarket District Volunteer Fire Company. Donation at the door for that. It's a ladies' day out brunch, entertainment with entertainment at the Orioles Nest. And there's a watershed cleanup after party at RAC where a percentage of sales are going to be donated to that. The 14th, you got the Frederick Keys home opener. I'm not sure the construction will be done. So just use your patience. They're going to, I'm sure, have to reroute. They're working really hard on getting all that stuff done for their home opener. And times vary. April 18th through 28th, there's a show called 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. Friends. It's the ESP Loft and Sky Stage. We're going to be interviewing some of the cast members and director of that show. And then the 18th, there's a native plant swap at the Station Market on Ben Street. You can meet... Bluey and Friends. They're not saying Bluey because they can't due to licensing, but that's what's really happening. That's at New Midway Volunteer Fire Company. It's also Earth Day celebration at Baker Park. There is a show called The Realities, not a show. I keep saying that. It's a conference. The Realities of Menopause at Koblenz Hall at Hood College. Free tickets are available on Eventbrite. It's a panel of speakers. And if you deal with menopause, boy, whew, let me just tell you, it's fun. And I'm saying that sarcastically. There's a Puzzle Mania jigsaw puzzle race / competition at American Legion in Brunswick on the 18th as well. And on the 19th, you have the Focus Cash Bingo at the Elks Lodge. We're going to talk with Diane and have her on this week as well for that. All right. That pretty much does it for us today. Hope you have a fantastic week. Hope your week goes better than Bob started this morning. And oh, look, there's Frederick TikTok with Christina Murphy saying good morning to us. Yes, she streams today. So there you go. All right. I hope you have a fantastic day. Have a great week. And really, let's just get out there. Let's be great.
Sponsored by Fusion Car Wash. Now with 2 locations in Frederick to serve you. One on Spectrum Drive near the FSK Mall, which is a full-service location. And TJ Drive with self-serve vacuums. Download the free Fusion Car Wash app and sign up for a monthly membership. And you can keep all your cars clean daily. FusionCarWash.com.